What are qualified distributions from a Roth? All right, so we're going to start. I'm going to do a couple videos on this, shorter videos, because I want to dive into this deeply because this affects me specifically. And I did a video 2 years ago, which is fantastic. You should watch it. If I think about it, I'll put a link in the show notes. But I want to actually break this down into bite-sized chunks here. So remember, a qualified distribution is what we're going to talk about here. And that's going to set the baseline for the other videos we're going to do on this here in just a second. So we're going to go straight to the IRS. What is this, 590? What is this thing? This chart. I mean, you always got to go straight to the horse's mouth, man. And the horse's ass being the IRS. Yeah, 590. All right, so then we're going to go Roth qualified distributions right here. All right, I'll put a link in the show notes. All right, what are qualified distributions? This is straight from the IRS. I'm not reading this off of Investopedia or Kitsis. I'm reading straight from the IRS. Not saying those guys are bad, but I think it's important. If you're reading it from a third party, it's subject to to interpretation, kind of like the KJV when it came to the Tyndale Bible and the Catholic Vulgates. Interpretations on various scriptures. What? If that offends you, I don't care. But I got to go off this. I'm sorry. It's going to make a lot of people mad. So I'm talking to a guy yesterday on, not email, on Telegram. And talking about the Trinity. And he says, well, 1 John 5:8 says the three are one, essentially. And I said, man, you got to do some research on 1 John 8 because that has been, let's just say, it's been changed over time from the original text of the biblical narrative. Just FYI, doesn't mean it's not true. It just means we got to be careful when we're just citing something from Scripture as if it hasn't been adapted. Regardless of the KJV, regardless of the Catholic Bible, you always got to say, what was the original text? And if you look at 1 John 5:8, you'll realize there's something in there that's not part of the original, just FYI. All right, so anyway, we're going to go here. Qualified distribution from your Roth IRA that meets the following requirements. It is made after the 5-year rule, all right, or the 5-year period beginning with the first tax year for which a contribution was made to a Roth IRA. All right. It is made after the 5 years. You have to have it open for 5 years after the first tax year for which a contribution was made to let me get rid of this, Roth IRA. Everybody hear me? So it has to be open 5 years, first and foremost, after you made your contribution to a Roth IRA. Everybody with me here? So if you have a Roth IRA at Fidelity that you opened in 2007 and you haven't done another Roth until you did one at Vanguard in 2022, the first contribution was after 5 years of that one in Fidelity. Get it? Not the Roth IRA. Hope that makes sense. The payment or distribution is made after you reach the age of 59 and a half, maybe because you're disabled, made to a beneficiary of death, essentially, so you die, or meets one of these criteria. The only thing I care about right now is, obviously, if you're dead, there is a qualified distribution to your heirs. It's tax-free, all right? So just FYI. So again, death is a if I die, Charlotte get my Roth IRA and get it tax-free, all right? But it's right here, qualified distribution. From me, your old buddy Josh, from me, I have to be 59 and a half, and a contribution to a Roth had made 5 years previously. So let's just say, it's freaking, I don't know, I could say I made a contribution 1 January 2023, 5 years. So 1 January 2023, 1 January 2024, 1 January 2025, 1 January 2026, 1 January 2027, 5 years. All right, so just keep that in mind. That's 5 years right there, 5 years. All right, so anyways, 5 years and 59 and a half. So in trust, we say 5 and 5, all right? And I don't really do that much anymore, but actually at all. Here it's 5 and 59 and a half, 5 and 59 and a half, 5 and 59 and a half. Get that into your head. That's a qualified distribution, all right? A qualified distribution. You do not include in your gross income qualified distributions from your Roth IRA. All right? You don't include any distributions from your Roth IRA if it's qualified. Our distribution is taxable. You do not include in your gross income qualified distribution from your Roth IRA. And what are qualified distributions? 5 and 59.5. All right, more to come. Hang tight. We'll see you. Oh yeah, I meant to say, if you like the work I'm doing, buy me a cup of coffee, man. It's right there in the doobie doo. Say, Josh, you're all right. I don't like your politics. I don't like your faith. I don't like your face. I don't like your dogs, but this is helpful to me. I'm going to buy you a cup of coffee. Just make a decaf. All right, we'll see you.